yes, I am indeed home and ready to dive back in. I I think just like with my last Whisper Ramble, I think I started it by acknowledging James Vanderbeek's death. So I kind of wanted to start this one by recognizing Hayden Panettiere's death, because similarly, she was kind of my generation. He was a few years older, she was a few years younger, but I grew up watching them, like as a teenager. Just like with his death, I was staring at my Dawson's Creek DVD boxes. I am currently staring at my Heroes and Ally McBeal DVD boxes because a lot of people forget she played Ally's daughter in the last season of Ally McBeal. I have my DVD case here with most of my wall DVDs and most of my DVD boxes, and I have all of those. Like, I loved Heroes. I thought Heroes was such a good show. So, and I watched her in Nashville. I loved Nashville. I stopped watching, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that still wants to see it, but I stopped watching after a certain character died. It was already getting really tedious to watch at that point, so when that character died, I was like, okay, I'm done. I think they canceled it the season after as well, so I think I missed only the last 2 seasons, or maybe even season and a half. But she was like the lead. She had one of the lead roles in that show, one of the lead roles in Heroes, Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. It was, she played in a couple of long-running TV shows that I watched and really loved, and then guest starred in so many things. Like, I saw her in so many things. It was just, I just felt really sad. I spent all day yesterday thinking about it. It was not a complete shock, I think, to me, but I was still really sad. So, yeah, I guess I just wanted to acknowledge that before I get into this video. Okay, let's start with my hair. First of all, when I did my little update video from Belgium, a lot of you commented positive things in my hair, and I appreciate that, but it's not actually what my hair looked like. So I had it in a ponytail with just these pieces hanging out, which made it look like it was that short, I'm guessing, but it's actually still this long. I also just dyed it yesterday, so it's extra dark and extra floofy. I think it makes me look a lot more mature, which I don't love, but that I think might just be, well, I don't know, I always dye my hair this color. I know it fades after a few washes, but it never makes me look like this. I think it is actually the haircut. My main problem with it is, right, this was my inspiration picture that I brought in. This is what I wanted my haircut to be. That's not what my haircut is. I put a picture of that and a picture of my haircut into AI and was like, how do I style my hair to look like this? And it said I had about 80% the same haircut, so it's not like it was that far off, but it's far enough off that I can't really style it the same way. I've tried a lot of different ways, can't seem to get it to work. Now, the reason I got my haircut in Belgium, which I don't usually do, I don't have a permanent hairdresser in Belgium, is because I was growing it out. It was all the same length. It was really heavy, and Belgium is very harsh water, and my hair isn't used to that anymore. So the first time I washed it there, my hair just came out as straw, and no matter what I did, it just continued to look like straw. I kept having to put it up in a bun, for which it wasn't quite long enough, so I had to use like a million bobby pins all the time, and I was just tired of it. I was like, I just need a haircut that I can do something with. And so I booked with a hair salon that had great reviews, had a great chat with the girl. She seemed to really understand what I was looking for. She was explaining all the different ways I could style it, and the way she styled it, it looked kind of nice. I normally hate my hair when I come out of the hair salon. I think actually most people do. It usually looks really flat and just not styled the way I would want it. I often come home from the hair salon, and at the very least the next day rewash my hair and style it the way I want it. But I actually quite liked the way she styled it. I didn't think it looked bad, and it's also why I didn't notice the problem with it. So when I first went to wash it and I straightened it, this is what I noticed. This, let me put this behind my ears. This is my shortest layer on the side, chin. This is my shortest layer on this side, cheekbone. Like, look how crooked she cut it. It's like everywhere. Here. Like, it's not, and it's a middle parting. This is how my hair naturally falls. And she even said, I'm just gonna cut it according to how your hair naturally falls in the middle. So she didn't cut it according to a side parting. She cut it according to this middle parting, and this is what it looks like. And I noticed it so late that I couldn't go back because she was getting married and the salon was closing for like a week and a half, so I couldn't go back and be like, girl, what the hell did you do? So when I had it in that video, I was like, I put it in a ponytail and I had to let so much hair out on this side to make it look even remotely as long as this side, like put some of this away and then straighten it really well to make it look as long. So it's kind of a complete disaster, and I don't hate the cuts, although again, I think the way I look today might actually be a combination of the hair dye, the necklace, and the top. I feel like I'm looking very old lady today. I don't know, because I've had this hair for a few weeks now and I haven't felt like that looked that way yet. But I think I might have to go to my hairdresser here, explain to her what happened, and ask if she can fix it. Because, in fairness, the picture, and what I also asked her, is that my curtain bangs, which I also, well, that's maybe how I styled it, but that my curtain bangs came about to my cheekbone. So technically this is the length I wanted, and this is too long. Because at first I thought, oh my god, if she has to fix this, she's gonna have to cut this a lot shorter, because you can't make this longer. And I didn't necessarily want it that short, but then I thought, yes I did, because I asked for my curtain bangs, the shortest layer, to be cheekbone height. So I can actually get it done to this length, but I don't know if she can get it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit down, I think, and talk to her and see what she can do, but the problem is she never does what I want either. I find it so hard. I think in my whole life I found 2 hairdressers that did exactly what I wanted them to do. Everyone else just freestyles. I always bring in inspiration pictures. I always explain in detail what I want, and I never get what I want. So at this stage, I'm just gonna be like, give me that haircut, and if you can't do it, just chop it all off. I'm like tired of it at this point. It's just, but this is it's so lopsided. Like, it's just unacceptable. I can't even. So yeah, that's my little hair rant. I'm just gonna, yeah, I don't think I have a choice but to go to my hairdresser here, pay another 80 quid, and see if she can fix it, because it's just so crooked. I've never, ever had a hairdresser cut it so crooked, and the salon had great reviews, and the girl, fair enough. Okay, when I walked in, all their customers were old ladies. That's not to say anything, but they were all clearly in their 70s and 80s. They were all like little short hair perms and, with little rollers in them. And I think they do have a certain clientele. But the girl, it was a family business. The two parents were hairdressers, and then the daughter was a hairdresser, and she was the one who was getting married and who cut my hair. So she was young, and she seemed to know exactly what I wanted. She was explaining the haircut in the picture to me, and how she would flow my layers into each other, which in fairness she did, but she just cut my layers a completely different length from each other. It's the most uneven haircut I've ever had. It baffles me that A, I didn't notice it because she styled it really well, but that B, she didn't notice it because before she dried it and styled it, they're supposed to always check whether both sides are even, and they're so uneven that I don't know how she didn't notice that. But yeah, we're gonna have to see if we can get that fixed. Oh, hang on, let me go close my window. I hope that keeps the dog sounds out a little bit. We have a dog barking problem. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but there's a dog somewhere around here that for months has been barking nonstop. Nonstop during the day, nonstop at night. It cries a lot during the day as well. But the night really bothers me because it's clear they're leaving him outside all night and the dog doesn't like it. And it's not like Ferberizing a baby, where if you leave it long enough, it'll eventually soothe itself to sleep. The dog barks for 8 hours straight, starting at 10 p.m. without fail. I'm assuming it barks for 8 hours straight when I go to sleep, usually at 4 a.m. and put my earplugs in. It's still barking. So it's been going on for 6 hours at least. It hates it. I don't know how the owners sleep. I don't know how the neighbors sleep. I don't know how no one's called either the SPCA or the guards on them yet. I can't do it because I don't know what house it's coming from. I've seriously considered putting on my coat, because I'm usually in my pajamas already, but like putting on my coat over my pajamas and just going for a walk around the estate at 10 p.m. to try and figure out what house it's coming from. Because I kind of find it animal abuse if you leave your dog outside constantly and it's miserable. I have a friend who has a border collie, and his dog sleeps outside. He doesn't sleep outside. He sleeps in like a dog house, but a really big dog house, but on a bed completely made of hay, and it's really warm and cozy, and the dog loves it. Now, as soon as it goes below freezing, he brings the dog inside, but as long as the dog can stand it and the dog doesn't bark or cry, he leaves the dog outside. It's kind, some dogs are made for sleeping outside. This is not one of those. I don't know what dog it is, but it's a yapper. The way it barks, it yaps. So I think it's a small dog. And clearly hates it because barks constantly. So I think it's animal abuse to leave your dog outside 24/7 when they clearly hate it. So I'd love to at least bring someone over to investigate the well-being, or to, do a welfare check on a dog if that's a thing. But I don't know what house they're in. And quite honestly, sounds like it's coming from different sides, so I'm not even 100% sure what direction it's coming from. I'm gonna see at some point if I can talk to some of my neighbors and see if they know anything, but I don't want to put it in the neighborhood WhatsApp group because I don't want to start anything. Oh. Thank you. Oh, seriously, not now. Digestive tract. I don't want to start anything. I don't want to. If the owners are in the group, I don't want to be the one that pisses them off. And then if the cards do show up, they're automatically gonna know it's me. Or if someone else calls, blame it on me, because I'm the one who brought it up, and they're just gonna assume it was me. So I don't want to do it so publicly, but it's a bit disconcerting. Anyway, yeah, I went to Belgium for 4 weeks, a week longer than I planned to. I had a great time. It was the first time I went to Belgium while I was taking ADHD medication, and what a difference. Like, in the past, I would work from my bed all day long. My parents would kind of have to drag me out to get me to go for a walk. And I always went, even though I didn't really want to, but I knew it frustrated them if I didn't, so I just went. And then everything was just such a task, it was like dinner at a restaurant. Oh gosh, like I was always like, ugh, like I have to go get dressed up now for that, and I don't know, everything, I just didn't want to do anything. This year, completely different. I worked from the living room every day to sit with my parents. I only retreated to my bed when I had a call, and then I would go back to the living room afterwards. I went out every day for either like an hour or 2 hours to go for a walk or maybe go for a drink with my mom. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I really wanted to do it. I was like pumped up to go places. I only didn't leave for 3 days, and that was 1 day every week I was working, because I tried to get as much work done on that day as I could, so I had time to go out the other days. And then so I worked the first 2 weeks, and then the third week I had vacation, and I only didn't go anywhere the last day when I had to pack my suitcases. But I met, because this time, instead of going in June, I went in July and August. There were so many more people there, like a lot of my friends. My parents moved to the coast a few years ago, so a lot of my friends came to the coast on vacation. A lot of my family rented like little studios at the coast for vacation, so I got to see so many more people and go out and do things with so many more people. It was really nice, really busy and exhausting. I think I slept for like 24 hours when I came home, but it was really nice. But months ago, I booked a ticket to go see Manchester United play a preseason friendly. I'm really sorry about the rumbling. Like, I don't know what's going on. It does this a lot when I film videos. I think it might be the position I'm sitting in. I don't know, because it doesn't do this otherwise, but my digestive system is just hates YouTube, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I was supposed to go watch like a preseason friendly that Manchester United were playing in Dublin, and they never play in Ireland, so I bought a ticket to that months ago. And then I booked my flights to Belgium much later, and the game was on August 12th, and I booked my flight back for August 7th. Now, I'm fairly certain, although I don't remember it fully, but I'm fairly certain I did that because all the other days the week after were really expensive. Like, on average, I pay about €150 return for flights to Belgium with a check-in suitcase. I have for the past 21 years. Those flight prices haven't gone up. It seems I always pay around that amount. And suddenly all the flights, like one way, were like 300 euro, 400 euro. And I just didn't want to pay that. And the Friday flight, which was the late night flight, was the cheapest one, so I booked that. And then I thought, what are you doing? Like, you're arriving at 11 p.m. in Dublin, so you'll be home at like 2 a.m. Saturday morning. To do what? Like, you're gonna arrive at 2 a.m. on Saturday morning to then 4 days later drive 3 hours back to Dublin and 3 hours back home. Just like pay the price. So I looked at changing my flight, and luckily I did actually come down. I was able to book a flight for Tuesday that I only cost 15 euro more than I paid for my original flight. So that was a really good deal. The evening flight for Wednesday was the same price, but that would have got me in after the game was finished. The morning flight for Wednesday was still 400 something euros. So I booked the flight on Tuesday. I had already booked a hotel night for Wednesday after the game. I just booked an extra one in the same hotel for Tuesday. The hotel night was still a lot cheaper than the Wednesday morning flight would have been. So I ended up flying home like 4 days later than I initially planned. And then stayed in Dublin for 2 more nights. So I guess technically 3 more days. But I left really early on Thursday morning, so I could avoid traffic in Dublin and be home early enough so that I didn't have to take a day off from work. So I've technically been home since Thursday, and then I've just done a lot of laundry and cleaning. I came home to a bunch of little flies in my house, mostly kitchen, a little bit in the living room. Didn't know what they were. They were slightly bigger than fruit flies. I knew they weren't fruit flies. They didn't look like that. I was also looking around. I didn't leave any fruit or food in general out for that to be from that. So I didn't know what they were. It took me a full 24 hours to figure it out. About a week, I think, maybe 2 weeks before I left, I bought a really big bag of tree bark to fill some planters with. And I was planning on doing that before I left, but I didn't get around to it. Now the bag had been lying outside that whole time, and I dragged it into my hallway because I didn't want to leave it outside in case it rained. And I was like, oh, would the flies be coming from the tree bark, even though it's in a sealed off bag? And when I went to look at the bag, yeah, it was crawling with dozens of those tiny little flies. I don't know if they came from the tree bark and somehow made it out through like tiny little holes in the bag, or if they were attracted to the tree bark when it was lying outside and I just dragged the bag with flies and all inside. I don't know. But as soon as I dragged the bag back outside and I was like, leave it in the rain, it doesn't matter. A, it's in a bag, and B, tree bark is allowed to get wet. Like, it's kind of the point. It becomes heavier then and keeps your planters from falling over. As soon as I did that, my flies were pretty much gone. I thought I'd still be dealing with them for a good few days, but I dragged the bag out 2 days ago, and yesterday I didn't even notice flies anymore, and I haven't seen any today either. So got that sorted out. That seems to be hopefully solved and all gone. It's kind of gross to have flies as long as I enjoyed it, but I got really tired of it after a while. I was like, oh my god, every day with like no cooling break. And all my friends were saying the same thing. They were like, it's been this way since like mid-June, and we just haven't had a cooling break. So they were all getting really tired of the hot weather. And I was like, I had seen on the weather forecast that Ireland was back to its normal between 18 and 20 degrees summers with rain or chance of rain every day. I was like, I'm really looking forward to going back to that. So, yeah, really look like happy to be back here. I will say though, an A-rated house is not it in the summer. It's great. These houses are built to keep heat in, which makes them perfect for a country like Ireland. It means in the summer you have to use a lot less heat to heat up your house. It means that it's a lot better for nature because it's a lot more energy efficient, things like that. But, for 11 out of the 12 months, it's great. But for that 1 month where you have warm weather, and in fairness, even Ireland had an unseasonably warm summer. We had a really sunny and warm July. Well, like mid-June to mid-July when I left Ireland. I think it was still pretty warm. I can't get my house to cool down. My window has been open 24/7 since I got home 6 days ago, and it is still like on average 23.5 degrees in my bedroom. Sometimes it reaches 24. Today it's more like 22.5, but like it cools down to about 21 at night. But if I close the window to sleep, I'll wake up with 25 degrees and like sweating all over. I have to leave it open 24/7, and then I wake up with like 22.5, and it just kind of climbs a little bit during the day. So no matter how many windows I open in my house, the heat won't leave. I can cool it down with the windows open, but as soon as I close them, it just gets really hot again because the heat is stuck inside the house and won't go anywhere, because that's how the house was built, to hold on to heat. I hope that means I don't have to switch my heating on until like November, but we'll see. I know it's like a silly complaint because, oh no, my house is too well insulated, but it's just bizarre. Like, I feel like I have to wear shorts and a tank top in my house, but I have to wear pants and a sweater when I go out because it's only 18 degrees outside and usually raining, so it's really weird. The houses I lived in before, like my previous house, was really cold, winter and summer. I took a bath almost every night in the winter because I was always so cold. I've barely taken baths in this house, which is normally one of my favorite things to do because I'm always too warm to enjoy them. So the energy rating makes a huge difference, like humongous. In the previous house, I wore my bathrobe all day, all summer. And here, I'm like, shorts and a tank top, please, because it's really warm. So, it's great for most of the year. There's just like that 1, maybe 2 months a year that I really hate it. But, you take the good with the bad, I guess. I think that's really it. I don't have too much else to talk about. I really still wanted to do what I did in New York Ramble video, but at this stage it's been 2.5 months. I don't know if I even still fully remember everything I did in New York is all over the place. And I don't even remember everything I got in New York, to be honest. So, I don't think I can do that anymore either. It's just been long. I got 2 really bad colds in a month. Like, I had a really bad cold when I came back from New York. And then 2 weeks later, I got another really bad cold that made me lose my voice for like 3 weeks. That was actually not even a cold. The first one, I think, was just a bad cold. The second one was like full-on laryngitis, which I haven't had since I was a teenager, I think. That was weird. Like, weird for me to even have that. So yeah, it's just been weird. A weird time with YouTube, and I don't even, a lot of the videos I had on my list to do, I'm gonna have to just scrap because they don't really make sense anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Football starts next weekend. Yay! Next weekend, this weekend, on Friday actually. Ooh, only 3 days. Yay for me, maybe a little bit less yay for you. I don't know how much that's gonna cut into my filming schedule, but I do try to film more during the week, like take a break from work and sit down and record, because I know at the weekend I often just veg out and watch football all day. But come on, Man United, it's our season.